as you are. Okay, so if you're not watching this on YouTube and you're merely listening to the podcast, Ty's hands are on his face. He looks exhausted by something specific. And I think this is when we get into Wisconsin, Maryland, Rutgers, and Washington.
Keep trying. Keep
Help me
going.
out here. Purdue, Minnesota.
Northwestern 22, Penn State 21.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll be happy to know I didn't watch much of this game.
I watched
read
the
about
whole
it
thing, man.
up through it, but
I watched the whole thing. Shout out to Northwestern. All right. Shout out to Northwestern.
Yeah.
They got to 4-2. They beat Penn State on the road, which again, go back to the beginning of this episode, we talked about it. That's a big deal. It's a bigger deal for this team. It's a huge win for them. They win against Purdue next week. They can get to 5-2. If they can steal one the rest of the way, they're going bowling. I don't think it's a certainty that they can get to 6. But you go on the road, you beat Penn State in Beaver Stadium, even if it's a bad Penn State team. That's proof of concept. You can beat some other teams in the Big Ten, even if it doesn't appear so right now.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. This was a nice win. I give them all the credit.
I immediately got an email, by the way, from the Northwestern Athletic Department after they won this game because I'm on some sort of ticket list because I purchased Northwestern tickets.
Okay.
And they're like, great time to buy some merch. Just beat Penn State.
Yeah, Fanatics was running a 40% off sale on Penn State merch that I got an email about right after the loss.
I assume that's true.
It's 100% true.
We've got purple shirts, we got black shirts, we got white shirts, we got gray shirts. Everything's looking sharp after this Penn State win. Continue.
Northwestern winning is not the story.
Okay.
Per our friend Brett McMurphy over at On3, James Franklin is the first coach in the last 30 years to lose consecutive games as at least 20-point favorites. To make matters worse, Drew Allar got injured late in the game. Apparently, he is also done for the season.
Yeah.
This has gone from bad to worse in a millisecond, Dan. You may recall me saying after last week's loss that I did not see a way that James Franklin could come back from this.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Let me double down on that now. You lose to Northwestern. To quote the wise prophet, Detective William Somerset, Dan.
Okay.
If Penn State's head splits open and a UFO should fly out, I want you to have expected it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happens now. I have zero clue what tomorrow is going to bring, what the next couple weeks are going to bring for this program. UCLA, to their credit, could end up being half decent the rest of the way, maybe a better loss than we thought. Northwestern could end up making a bowl.
Yep.
They might not end up being as horrible, either of those teams, when we get to December and when we look back. We will know a lot more by December, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Always.
But you consider the talent on Penn State. You consider the expectations that they had coming into the season off of a semifinal berth in the college football playoff. There are no more excuses.
A lot of guys who recently got to watch Tyler Warren. Yeah, there's all sorts of things.
There are
Penn State.
No excuses at this point. And, the losses are maddening. I've been watching these games as closely as I can amid watching 40 other games every Saturday.
Yeah.
But what I think is what bothers me the most, outside of that fourth quarter against Oregon when they made that comeback and got it to overtime, this team has not had any juice whatsoever. And as a fan, that is bothersome. You want some fire. They don't got to be, crazy out there, but you want some fire. You want some intensity. You want some sign that they care. And outside of DDS, who celebrates every tackle like he's winning the Super Bowl,
good,
which is a little bit much and over the top, but outside of him, he's like the only one. He's the only one. There is just no fire with this team right now. They have been sleepwalking through the season. It's probably a big part of why they are where they are right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happens next, because these are the types of situations where things can come off the rails in a friggin' hurry, especially now with a guy like Allar out. Maybe they'll be better at quarterback. I mean, it wasn't a good season for Allar to begin with, but
Oh, I don't know about that, but okay.
I don't know either. Okay. This
Yeah.
is just me throwing stuff against the wall, but there's that whole situation about, are you going to lose the locker room? And then there's this whole other conversation about James Franklin.
Yeah.
I stand by what I said. I don't know how he comes back from this. It does not seem like a tenable situation to me. He's got a hefty buyout, $56 million. I don't know if they can negotiate that down. My hunch is that everybody wants to part ways and like be honky-dory and kind of go about their own thing.
Okay.
And James Franklin can coach somewhere else, and Penn State can find another coach. My hunch is
James
that
Franklin can take that money, buy a fedora, order the largest prawns that Turks and Caicos has to offer, and live a real nice life. Continue.
there is just no way that Pat Kraft, the AD at Penn State, can stand at a podium in front of a fan base that is hungry for more than what they have this season.
Yeah.
And thought they were going to get a lot more, and say that, hey, we think James Franklin is still the guy that can fix this. You just can't say that with a straight face.
I agree.
And so I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they pass the hat around to the Pagulas or whoever to get enough money
Sure.
to figure out a way out of this thing. It's unfortunate because I've grown to like James Franklin. I feel horrible for him. I feel horrible for Drew Allar, who clearly was upset, as you might expect, getting carted off the field.
Right.
But this is a results-oriented business, love it or hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And the results are not there.
Do you think there's maybe like a member of the Saudi royal family that grew up like super into Anthony Fasano, right? He's just
Anthony
like, I want what's
Fasano,
best for
Anthony
Penn State.
Fasano, former Notre Dame tight end.
Oh, geez. Give me a former Penn State tight end quick, like 2014. Oh, who's my guy? Pat Fryermuth?
Pat Fryermuth. There
Thank
you go.
you. Got it.
Yeah. Hans Gasecki, right?
Hans Gasecki. Thank you.
One of
very
those
much.
guys.
Okay. Here's the
maybe, I don't know.
Here's the other thing that I'm not saying is true. I'm not saying is even maybe true, but I'm saying here is a risk. Okay. This is a terrible year for James Franklin and Penn State. Period. End of that specific thought. Given the expectation, given what they returned, especially on defense, at quarterback, at running back, along the offensive line, given those results, given the teams that they've lost to outside of Oregon and UCLA and now most recently Northwestern. Terrible year. But at a place like Penn State, and there are a number of places like this, where they've won a lot of games, go to Rose Bowls, New Year's Six type bowl games. Obviously, it's now easier to make the big playoff with more entries in. They make the semifinal and playing games this year in the college football, Final Four. There is a non-zero risk of Penn State getting Pelini'd, right? Yeah. That you have a coach who's definitely good, and it just has gone on long enough, and you're like, well, everybody wins at Nebraska. We'll just find the next guy, right? Everybody wins at Penn State. That's the risk. I'm not saying keep James Franklin because things seem bad right now, but he's earned a certain amount of like, okay, if it's not James Franklin, who can we get?
Listen,
can we find the money?
Listen,
how much we pay the next guy? Yeah.
His track record as a program builder, his track record of building Penn State up to this point where the expectation is now playoff or bust. I mean, that is his and his alone.
Yeah.
He deserves immense credit for what he has built Penn State into.
Yeah.
And I am not harboring any resentment towards James Franklin for what he has done for this program. I think he has done a fantastic job. We have now reached the point. The standard is a little bit higher. It's a standard that he set. He's admitted, as has everybody involved with this program, whether it's a player, a coach, administrator, you name it, they are not meeting that standard. And it does run the risk now of really falling apart. We have seen some recruits start to decommit.
Yeah.
Players now getting hurt.
Well, what is the actual standard, though? Always going 10-2 and losing to Ohio State, Michigan?
Well, they're trying to get past that. I mean, I think that's the bar that they're setting.
That's the modern standard of Penn State football in the last 15 years. Yeah,
it is. And they have not been able to clear that with any consistency. I just think they have to move on at this point.
Okay.
And I don't know when it happens. I don't know how it happens, but I think it has to happen. And it wouldn't surprise me truly if it happened tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened a week from tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened at the end of the year. I honestly have no idea. I
What
can
size?
also tell you, I have never gotten more DMs on Twitter in my life.
Really? Okay.
I have been inundated with people who are
Even in
have
like your pre-Kate days, the DMs weren't just
believe it or
hopping
not,
all the
believe it or
time.
not, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I
man.
have never been more inundated with people who have something to say or claim to have a source or you name it.
Sure.
So there's a lot going on in Penn State. I would say watch this space because it's going to remain active for the remainder of the season.